Right now is an absolutely insane time for CS2 investing. Not only did we just get the new Genesis Terminal collection with some new skins added to the game, we also just had a case removed from the active duty drop pool. We also know that a couple different collections are going to be getting removed from the armory soon, and this presents us with a ton of interesting opportunities to start new CS2 investments, to add to previous positions, to start putting some more money in the markets, and hopefully in the next 6, 12, 18 months make a lot of money. I mean, that would be awesome. That would be ideal. So in this video today, we're going to be talking about what I think right now are some of the best skins that you can buy and hopefully make some money off of over the next couple of years. Obviously, spoiler alert, one of them is going to be this one right here, the Desert Eagle Printstream. We'll be talking about this skin and a couple more in this video today. But of course, first, I just want to mention my cash trading business. If you guys are looking to sell any of your CS2 items, turn them into cold hard cash, crypto, PayPal, whatever other payment method, hit me up over on Twitter. It's going to be the first link in the description below. Also, my Discord is going to be linked down below as well. Feel free to join our community or hit me up with a DM if that's the best way for you to get in touch. We like to buy anything and everything for the right price, but of course we prioritize getting the big deals done. So if you have any expensive skins, gloves, knives, bolt cases, maybe you want to sell your entire inventory, whatever, I would love to help get a deal done and help you cash out safely, effectively, and efficiently. And you're helping support me, my channel, my content, and all the other projects that I'm working on behind the scenes right now, because we have some cool stuff coming. So I would appreciate that a ton. With that being said, let's get right into this video today. So the first skin that I think would be a great purchase right now, or maybe in the next couple of weeks. Again, right now the market's pretty crazy. Again, the fracture case just got removed from the active duty drop pool into the rare drop pool. We also know that both, when we're talking about skins specifically, we know that both the graphic design collection and the gallery collection are going to be going probably, most likely discontinued very soon. So a lot of those prices shot up. Now some of those prices are coming down. Again, some people think, we'll see the bottoms of these prices in a couple of weeks, or a week from now, or a month from now, or whatever. So again, sometime within the next couple weeks, I think is a good time to buy all the skins we're going to be talking about in this video today. Again, like I said, whether it's starting a brand new position if you don't own any of these, or adding two positions if you already own some of these skins as well. But number one, and no particular order, Desert Eagle Printstream. Again, this could be factory new, but this could be minimum wear, could be field tested. I know some people are buying up the factory new, some people are buying up the field tested, some people are buying up the stat track, whatever your preference is, whatever chart you're looking at, whatever data shows you what will be the best in the long term. I don't know. We're not necessarily talking about the different differences between wares and stuff in this video today. We're just talking about the skins. Number one, to me, is the Desert Eagle Printstream. Now, again, this is a great looking skin. I love the Printstream collection. It is one of my favorite collections in the game. I love the Desert Eagle. I love the USP. I love the M4. I love that they added the AWP. I think eventually we are going to get an AK, and I think that's going to be beautiful. I think it's going to be an amazing skin. I think they're all going to be expensive. I think they're all going to grow over time. But obviously, what was holding the Desert Eagle Printstream back a little bit was that it's in the Fracture collection, and obviously the Fracture case was in that active drop pool for a long time. So constantly, there's a ton of these fracture cases being dropped, a ton of these fracture cases being opened, and a ton of these Desert Eagle Printstreams being created, and then also people doing trade ups into them as well. But now the rate of the fracture case being dropped is going to fall off a cliff, and also the unboxing numbers of fracture cases are going to fall off a cliff. Now, obviously, there are some downsides here because the fracture collection and fracture case was in the active duty drop pool for so long. And we've had so many players, over the past couple of years while this fracture case has been in the active duty pool. So the supply numbers on the Desert Eagle Printstream are going to be pretty crazy. And they're still going to go up over time because, again, this case isn't going discontinued. It's still going to get dropped. There's still a ton of them out there, millions of them out there. And people are still going to be doing trade-ups. This is going to be a popular skin to trade up into for sure. So it's not like, this is like some super rare skin or anything like that. But it is a great play skin. It is a skin that people love. It is a skin that people will continue to trade up for, a skin that people will continue to buy, a skin that people will continue to really, really enjoy. And again, once a case and a skin and a collection goes from the active duty to the rare drop pool, you're going to start to see some supply constraints on it, and that is going to be a good thing for the long-term price appreciation. And again, now that we've also seen it going from the active duty to the rare drop pool, it doesn't happen with all skins. And again, reds, coverts are not necessarily something I usually love. They're not necessarily something I usually invest in. Usually, you can find the better investments and the better ROI and the better returns a little bit lower on the rarity tiers. But something like the Desert Eagle Printstream, something that looks this good, something that is this attractive, I think is a big opportunity. Now, again, Before the fracture case was removed, this thing was sitting at around 120 bucks. It spiked all the way up to $172 on Steam, which is really crazy, but it has since crashed back down. We're sitting about $124 again. So far, prices haven't moved. Even though we now know the fracture case is in the rare drop pool, it's not like, these prices are so inflated, whatever. So I do still think that right now is a good time to buy. And already, while, this thing was in the active duty, it's been pretty flat over the past year. And again, that's not that bad, because usually we would kind of expect the price of active duty skins to kind of be going down over time, because again, you just have so much supply, you have so much being created all the time. But again, I think this will be pretty good in the long run. Do I think this is something that's going to 10 million X your money, 1000X 10 bag or whatever? No, because I just don't know if it has that much potential, but I think it'll be some pretty consistent, strong gains over time, and you're getting a really, really nice play skin in the meantime. And again, factory new, minimal wear, field tested, stat track. I don't know for sure, but I think this is a great skin. I think it's going to do well over time. Another skin from the fracture case. Again, this is a little bit lower of the rarity tier, so it might have a chance to do even better, because again, when you're doing trade ups into the Desert Eagle Printstream, obviously you're gonna have to get some stuff from the lower tiers. This one might do a little bit better, but the Glock-18 Vogue, another very, very good skin from the Fracture collection that people really like. People have been loving these skins with faces and eyes and stuff like that on them recently. And the Glock-18 Vogue is obviously one of those. I think it's a very, very good looking Glock skin, and one that is going to benefit greatly from the Fracture case going from the active duty pool to the rare drop pool. Again, this is one that it's got a pretty weird graph actually, but it was kind of crashing down. The prices were dropping until its most recent announcement. Then it went from about $15, spiked up to $21, but again, it's back down to $17. So since this thing got removed, it is up a little bit. But it's not like you're getting it at a horrible price right now or anything like that. I honestly don't know what the 1 year looks like on this thing. This thing's up 76% the past year. So again, even while this was still in the active duty, this thing was already starting to go up. It was already starting to increase in price, and I think that's a very, very good sign. And now that you're going from active duty to rare drop, I think it's going to be a big opportunity here. So I love the Desert Eagle Printstream. I love the Glock-18 Vogue. I wouldn't mind, loading up on both those, starting some nice positions in those as well. And then, of course, also something like the PP-Bizon Runic. I have this one in field tested, but again, whatever wear you necessarily go for, this is the lowest rarity tier, I believe, mil spec in the Fracture collection. And again, I love every time I've gone and looked at charts and historical data analysis and stuff like that for old collections, discontinued collections or cases that have gone from active duty to discontinued or active duty to rare drop or whatever. Oftentimes the things that do the best are the cheap skins in the low rarity tiers. And why that is obviously, like I said, even once this case goes to rare drop, people are still going to be doing trade ups for the Desert Eagle Printstream. People are still going to be even doing trade ups to the Glock-18 Vogue, but obviously you can't trade up to the lowest rarity tier. The lowest rarity tier, all they can be is deleted. Now, there still will be new cases dropped. They're just going to be at really, really low prices. So there will still be some PP-Bizon, Runics being created, but they're going to be, actually the supply of these will be going down. They'll be going down much faster than the higher rarity tiers, because there's a potential that 10 of these will be getting wiped out at a time. And again, you can get these in field tested for dirt cheap. These are 5 cents on Steam right now. They're so low risk. Now, yes, is the supply on these absolutely massive? Yes. Will it probably take time for these to grow? Yes. But even going from 5 to 10 cents, you are doubling your money. So I think these have a ton of potential. And again, every time I've looked at stuff like this, oftentimes, especially in a collection that has desirable skins that you move up. And again, like I said, the Fracture collection definitely has that. Glock-18 Vogue is a cool skin. Desert Eagle Printstream is a cool skin. People are going to be chaining and trading up through this collection. I think that makes skins like the PP-Bizon Runic and all of the mil specs in this collection actually pretty valuable, and especially in the long term, but especially to get at dirt cheap prices right now. Now, again, also, we have stuff from the gallery case in the gallery collection. Now, I don't necessarily know if I really love the coverts from the gallery collection. I believe it's a Gold Tooth and the M4 Vaporwave, but I do really like the AK-47 Outsiders. Now, again, we know that this collection is most likely going to be discontinued. This case is going to go discontinued very soon, and this one sucks because we've seen a massive price increase. This has gone from $79 up to now $155, so it's pretty much doubled in price, and this thing hasn't come back down like some of the Fracture skins. It went up and kind of came back down. Gallery case went up, it's come back down, but it hasn't come all the way back down to where it was before, because again, people know the value of a discontinued being very much different than rare. A discontinued case, a discontinued collection, discontinued skins, and AK-47 the Outsiders is a very, very good looking, it's not an insanely good looking AK, but it's a good enough looking AK that people like it, and obviously people believe in it in the long term. Now, again, the one major downside I see for this is the fact that the price has already spiked so much. You know, if you own an AK-47 Outsider from before and you've already doubled your money, yeah, it's easier to hold. So this one, I don't know how much I'd love at buying at these current prices, but again, it's very possible we see these prices continue to drop because the gallery case is still in the armory. It hasn't been removed just yet. But if I was to buy the Vaporwave, the Gold 2 for the Outsiders, I would probably go for the Outsiders. But once again, where I think the more attractive buy is in the lower rarity tiers. Again, this is the AUG Luxe Trim, but there's a ton of different opportunities here in the lowest rarity tiers in the gallery collection. Now, again, the one thing that sucks about this versus the Fractures, I think a lot of people are going to be doing trade-ups into the Desert Eagle Printstream. I don't know if as many people are going to be doing trade-ups with the gallery collection, but still, if the gallery collection does go discontinued, still, there's big opportunities in the cheapest skins in the lowest rarity tier in this thing. So again, the AUG Luxe Trim, now we're not talking as cheap as the Fracture, we're not talking 5 cents, but here we're talking 24 cents in field tested, and these I do think have, you know, an interesting opportunity here, and I'm starting to buy a ton of these. I've been, you know, putting in buy orders for all the different, I believe, mil specs. I think the Fracture is actually has a rarity tier below mil spec, but I think in the gallery it's mil spec. I don't know the names of all the different tiers and stuff like that. It doesn't really matter. I don't care. You just know that I'm talking about the lowest rarity tier in both these. I think the AUG Luxe Trim and the skin similar to it. I have buy orders for all of them. I've been buying up a ton of them. I don't know if it's going to work out, but I think that these are pretty good buys. And again, the prices, yeah, they've gone from 16 cents to 24 cents, but if you have buy orders, you can get it for lower than 24 cents. And to me, I would rather be picking up the AUG Luxe Trim than something like the AK-47, the Outsiders, but still, I think the Outsiders is maybe a potentially good way to do it. And if you buy the AUG Luxe Trim, you have to buy thousands of them, and that can be a pain in the ass, where if you buy the Outsiders, you know, you can get a lot of money invested into the gallery collection without having to own 10,000 like trash skins that are going to be really hard to buy, really hard to put in storage units, really hard to eventually sell. So sometimes there is some value in buying some more expensive things for sure. And then finally, obviously, we have the graphic design collection as well. Now, I am the least motivated to buy stuff from the graphic design collection because I think the Fracture case is a very interesting investment, and all the skins inside of it are very interesting right now. I think the gallery case and the gallery collection has some interesting investments right now. You know, I even think the Character Craft sticker collection is some interesting investments. And then other than that, you know, you can always buy Fever cases. You can always buy Sport and Field because we know it's eventually going to get removed. You can always buy Overpass. Like graphic design and the CMYK not being a very good skin and not really being a thing that's going to have very much, you know, trade up demand or anything like that, kind of is putting me off to the whole graphic design collection. But the real winner from the whole graphic design collection, if there is one skin that I could definitely see doing well, if there was one skin from the graphic design collection that I was going to put some money into and just kind of see what happens, it would definitely be the Desert Eagle Starcade. Again, a lot of people really love the skin. The glittery, shiny effect on it does look pretty cool. The CMYK is, you know, kind of a flop, but the Starcade has been a big star from this collection, and we've already seen in the past month it's gone from $188 up to $530 as in factory new. But again, you have to remember you have Stat Track, non-Stat Track, you have all the different wares, you have different options. It's not like you necessarily have to buy this, but again, this thing has been absolutely killing it, and it's been a skin that people really like a ton. This most recent graph looks insane. So again, it's not like it's necessarily the best time to buy or necessarily getting the prices right now, but if you do ever come across opportunities to buy up the Desert Eagle Starcade, or you already own them or whatever, I honestly think that these are some pretty good skins that could do well. And if I had to pick one winner from the graphic design collection, you know, 3, 4, 5 years from now, I would not be shocked if the Starcade ends up having the biggest gains. But as always, CMYK is maybe somewhere you can put your money, maybe the lower tier skins down there as well. But I just don't see as much trade-ups happening. So I don't know if the lower tier skins are going to be getting eaten up as fast. And I don't know if there's going to be enough demand for the CMYK for it to grow over time. But the Starcade definitely seems like it could be a big winner here. But those are some of the best skins that I think you could buy in the CS2 market right now. Again, so many cool opportunities with the Fracture case being, you know, in the rare drop pool, with the graphic design collection getting removed, with the gallery case potentially getting removed. It's really a great time to be buying and adding to some of your CS2 investments, CS2 portfolio. And I think over the next couple of years, with any of the skins we talked about in this video and many more from these collections and these cases and stuff like that, we're hopefully going to be able to make a lot of money over the next couple of years. We'll have to wait and see. Pretty much over this video today, guys. Hopefully catch you in the next one. Until then, peace.